Hey, blessed ambassadors, welcome to today's edition of What's on My Mind. I don't know. This is the Rev Youth Camp Edition. How can you tell? Well, because I'm in a golf cart and because I'm outside. So there we go. It's been an awesome week. Thank you everyone for your prayers. By the way, it's the middle of July and the weather has been amazing for the middle of July. No scorching heat, right? No high humidity. So thank you everyone who prayed for that, and know that your prayers were answered and manifested, and we are so grateful. All right, today I want you to know that Isaiah 60 verse 5 says, I saw and became radiant. I saw and became radiant. And in the Passion Translation it says, I saw with understanding and became radiant. And the word I want to focus on is radiant, because the Hebrew word for that is nahar, N-A-H-A-R. And it means to be in the flow. Isn't that amazing? It means to be in the flow. So to be in the flow with the Lord makes you radiant. Because the other explanation from the Passion Translation is it's in the flow, but it also makes you sparkle. So essentially when you're in the flow with the Lord, you sparkle, which isn't a surprise, right? Because you sparkle with His goodness, with His glory, with His grace, with His kindness, everything that's good of the Lord. You sparkle when you are in the flow of the Lord. So how do you get in the flow of the Lord when you feel like you're not in the flow of the Lord? I'm glad you asked that question. One of the simplest ways in this house is to listen to and hear the latest message from the platform. Whether it's us showing a message from Pastor Prince, or it's one of our local pastors sharing the latest word with us. So if you think, man, I want to be in the flow with the Lord, just know that that's one way to get into the flow of the Lord, to listen to the message, study them, meditate on them, and watch what the Lord does. For me, I am very grateful to be in the flow of this house. And here's an example. So I've been meditating on today's sharing for a while. And as I was just thinking about it, well, this past Sunday, we had Pastor Prince's message about own your portion. And I heard it kind of, because we had just opened up Grandscape and I was busy with that. But I had listened to it before. However, as I was meditating on what I wanted to share today, I felt the prompting to look up the sermon notes. I looked up the sermon notes, and wow, the Lord was encouraging me that I was in His flow. Because what I wanted to share with you today is when you come across issues and challenges and lack and illnesses and sicknesses and things like that, what can we do about it? What can we do about it so that in the face of all that negativity or all those challenges and issues, that we still have hope? We still are looking to the Lord for answers, for help, even for rescue, right? So I started thinking about that, and I realized it's not about making myself smaller in the sense of, oh, I'm no good. I can't do this right. I just, this. Because the truth is, even as you're doing that, you think you're doing the right thing, but you're really focusing on yourself and everything you don't have, right? So I started meditating on, wow, let me make the Lord bigger than my challenge, bigger than my lack, bigger than whatever I think is missing from my life. Let me make the Lord just knowing that, glorifying Him, magnifying Him above everything, right? So I just had this image of going deeper with the Lord, right? And that's why I titled this message, Go Deeper, Not Smaller. All right, go deeper with the Lord. Don't worry about making yourself smaller, because what I'm declaring is that as you go deeper with the Lord, you'll keep getting a sense of how big He is for you, how big He is over every single issue and challenge in your life. And you won't necessarily feel small, but you'll just realize that issue, that challenge, whatever that negative thing in your life is, really very small compared to what the Lord has for you. So that's what I was thinking of. And then I read the sermon notes from Own Your Portion that we had just played this past Sunday. And guess what? That's exactly what Pastor Prince has shared. That David, when he was just spending time in the field, that worshiping the Lord and just going about being a shepherd, that he just kept magnifying the Lord and magnifying the Lord. So when it came time to face Goliath, he looked at the situation from the eyes of the Lord and not from his own situation, not from his own strength, not from his own armaments, not from his own abilities, but he saw the greatness of the Lord in the situation. And so as I'm reading the sermon notes, it's like, that's exactly what I was thinking. Of course, Pastor Prince said it more eloquently than I could have, but that's exactly what I was thinking. That as I keep going deeper with the Lord, in the name of Jesus, I will look at every situation from his perspective, through his eyes, and put whatever that situation is in perspective. And I'll realize that he is greater, he is able, and best of all, he loves me so much that he will change the situation for my good. So blessed ambassadors, from Rev Youth Camp, I want to encourage you, go deeper with the Lord. Go deeper with the Lord. Make a conscious effort to be in his flow. And the way you do that, listen to the latest message from our pastors, right? Study it, meditate on it, and allow the Lord to speak to your heart through those messages. Allow him to guide you and lead you like he did me and like he does all the time to the right word at the right time. Because I'm declaring over you that you see the word, you see the messages with understanding, and you are radiant. And you become even more radiant in the name of Jesus. All right, guys. Thank you for the privilege of sharing with you. I pray you have a blessed week. And this is John saying peace out.